he may be done. Listen, we don't know all the details here, okay? I think it's like what Malika Andrews was trying to get through to Stephen A.
Stephen A., with all due respect, this is not about pointing the finger. Stop. What became apparent to me in this press conference is that we do not have all of the information here, and it was frustrating to me.
The details are not out. This thing is going to get juicier. This is just the tip of the iceberg. What could a man have done to be suspended for 1 season after in his first season leading his team to the championship? This is some absolutely ridiculous stuff. We haven't seen controversy of this mold since Tony Parker was sneaking it to Brent Barry's wife. This brings a whole new meaning to the phrase "got that dog in him." These dudes are dirty dogs, man. You gotta be some type of sick fuck, especially Tony Parker. I mean, this guy, before your guys' time probably, but talk about a menace. My goodness. The Celtics have certainly not had the offseason that they envisioned. There's pretty much 2 ways you can go about making the NBA Finals or making a championship in any sport. You either go back or you fade away, you're never to be heard from again. I feel like, I don't know if the Celtics really have the number 1 guy that it takes to win an NBA Finals, but I do know is that they do need a coach. You do need a coach to win an NBA Finals, and I don't really know a lot about this new guy, this interim. I have heard some good things about rapport he has with certain players in the team, like Jason Tatum. That being said, Brad Stevens couldn't get the job done, and when he was coaching, he was viewed as one of the best coaches in the NBA. They move on to a new coach, and this guy gets them to the finals in their first year, and it seems like we finally found the guy. We finally found the right fit for Brad Stevens being in that president of basketball operations role, having this guy, Ime Udoka, as your head coach, a guy that can really connect to the players, which it seems like he did. And obviously that was a big aspect that contributed to how far they got in the NBA playoffs this year and how they were able to turn around their season, being one of the most dominant teams in the NBA post All-Star break. So I don't know if I can really say much about what's going on inside the organization. The true juicy details of this situation that hasn't been said already, like with all these reactions, like I agree. You must have been, I can't imagine what possessed a man to do something like this, to fumble a bag like that. I do know that this will not be the last we hear about Ime Udoka in terms of coaching in the NBA or having a position of that sort of role. I know that people in organizations might not want this guy around their wife, but a lot of teams could use a coach like this that could really connect to their players. I don't think this will be the last that we hear of him. But for the Boston Celtics, not only does Danilo Gallinari tear his ACL, Robert Williams' news isn't super devastating or anything like that. They can do just fine without him for a little bit, couple weeks or whatever it's going to be. He's going to be back early in the season anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. And with a fully repaired knee, he should be good to go and hopefully not as injury-riddled as he has been for this upcoming year. But yeah, this new guy has not been placed in a role like this. He has not had to deal with this level of pressure, this level of responsibility in terms of actually coaching a team like this and stepping into a locker room with a void, a lot of questions, and the morale, I'm sure, is not very good right now. A lot of these guys know what's going on, and Celtics, nothing good is coming out of the media room over there, and that's a problem. Now, you start off the season good, you get your players playing well, and you get them on track looking for another championship run, and get the fans hyped, try to distract them from this, and put it behind them as quick as you can. You can change things really quick, but the NBA season is very long. It gives other teams a lot of time to adjust to what you're doing, and if you're not truly good at game planning or doing your job, you will be exposed by the end of the year. You will not make it to the NBA Finals if you do not have a level of talent or ability in this position. So Celtics, I'm not going to sit here and act like they don't have a chance of being back in the finals or contending for a championship. They are certainly one of the strongest rosters in the NBA and in the Eastern Conference and should still be a top 3 team by the end of the year. In the Eastern Conference, this is not a blow to their roster. It's just about if you can get these guys playing together in a way similar to last year, and they do have all that film of what they were doing last year, so they can kind of pick up where they left off when they were dominating in that second half of the regular season and then during the playoffs. But you know how it goes. Times will get rough. You will hit rough patches and humps and adversity throughout your season, and how you respond, how you battle back, how you overcome that will tell us everything we need to know about a coach, the type of handle that he has on a locker room, and his ability to motivate and spark a fire in his players and get them to be the best versions of themselves. I do have questions about Jason Tatum as a number 1 player on a team. I do think he needs to add some strength, add some interior finishing ability, like powering through guys, drawing more fouls, not shying away, taking it to the chest of a defender rather than fading away, because we have a lot of great shooters in the NBA, pure jump shooting will only take you so far. Guys like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, they're able to build a three-point shooting-centric championship team because they are the best at what they do. And a lot of teams have tried to copy them and failed over and over again. In general, you are not making a defense work as much if you are shooting the jump shot where they do not have to backpedal. Even if you make the jump shots, you're not making them work as hard as if you're driving into them, putting the ball into their chest, and getting to the basket, making them foul. That puts a lot more pressure on them. That will open up better looks for jumpers for you and your teammates. So I guess that's what I can say about Jason Tatum heading into this next season. If he wants to win an NBA Finals, he's not done improving his game, and I'm sure he knows that.